Hey there, Jim here, and in this quick video, I'm going to show you on how we can find the right prospects from a list of companies using the Apollo enrichment on Clay. The first thing that we need to have is a Clay table or a company table containing a list of accounts, in which, in my example, this is for the GRC industry. And the other thing is an Apollo account with sufficient credits, and make sure to connect it into Clay via an API key. And the other thing is another Clay table or a buyer persona table in which we'll transfer all of the prospects information such as the job title, their first name, the last name, so that we can enrich it with their work emails. All right, so let's dive in. Let's go back to the company table, and we will use the Apollo enrichment. So just click add enrichment and find people. All right, so this is the right enrichment that we're using. Find people company by job title. So we'll be using our Apollo API account here. And for the list of job titles, if you have several job titles that you focus on in your ICP, so it's much better to have this in a comma separated list. I already have it here on my end. So I'm just copying this in here. All right, so I've copied all of the relevant job titles that we will target. And for the company domains, make sure that you will put the right company domain here. So this is the right column, rich domain. So just hit slash and select the column which contains the company domain. For the locations, if you are targeting a specific geography, let's say United States or Europe, you can put it here, but we will go broad in our targeting for this example. So you can also set the limit. The maximum number of people that Apollo will return is 10. But if you only need, let's say, the most senior one, so you can just set it into 1 or maybe 3. So just like that. So continue to add fields, and no need to pull this up. Just hit save. You can try the first 10 rows and see if there's any error. All right, so the first 10 rows have finished running. So some of the rows don't have any results. So let's look into this as an example. So these are the 10 people that were gathered. So these are their information, and we will transfer these information into another table. So after we have finished this running, so let's run all of these rows, and let's get back later. All right, so the Apollo enrichment is finished, and we will now proceed to the next step in which we will transfer the prospects information into our buyer persona table. So to do that, we will use this another enrichment on Clay. So just type right to other table. All right, so this is the one that we're going to use. And basically what it does is it transfers information from one table into another, and we need to populate the columns that we need to transfer. But first, let's type in the table. Let's just copy this table name and then paste it here and select the right table. So here we will select the list from the Apollo enrichment column, which is this one. So let's just hit slash and then find it here. Click this and go to results and click people. So we will insert all of the 100 items of results. All right. So once done with that, we will now need to populate the information that we need to transfer. So just an example, the information that can be found in our table are the LinkedIn URL, the job title, the company name, the industry. So let me do that here. Okay, so let's select first the LinkedIn URL, which is, let's scroll down a bit, which is this. And in our buyer persona table, it is labeled as LinkedIn profile URL. So take note that the first option is our table, the company table, and the second option is our buyer persona table. But apparently Clay has a bug at the moment, which does not enable us to see the column name from the other table. But just disregard that. So next thing is the job title, which is this, and the job title from our buyer persona table. So I'll do this for the rest of the list. Okay, so we've now finished putting in the prospects information into this option. So take note that this option, add values from objects in our Apollo column, is the prospects information. And we are going to transfer as well the company information, like the company name, the LinkedIn URL, etc. So we will use the other option here, add other data from this table, which is in our main company table. So for this, let's add the company name. which is this clean company name, into this column from our buyer persona table. Okay, so we have now finished putting in the company information in this option. You might have noticed that we haven't had a valid email that have been enriched through Apollo, because we will enrich it further in our buyer persona table using email finders. So once you're done with setting this up, just save and run. Let's try first with the 10 rows. All right, so we are now running all of the rows. All right, so the transfer has been finished. There were some rows that do not have any results, so we can leave for that later. And going here now to our buyer persona table, it has a total of 260 rows, or 260 unique prospects that you can find work emails from. So for the next step is we're gonna do another enrichment, which is the email enrichment of these leads. So just click add enrichment and go with find work email. So this is the option that we will select. And you could actually have several email finders here, but we were just using Hunter, Snove, and Datagma in our Clay account. And make sure that you have already connected it via API, because each email will cost you 2 Clay credits. So let's just move this into the first step. So it actually works like a cascade, meaning that it will try to use Hunter first, and then Datagma second, and Snove as the last option. So for the rest, we will just delete this if you don't have a email finder connected here. So like this. Okay, and we will also add the input data, like the full name, the company domain, which is this, and the LinkedIn profile URL. So the email validation, you should also connect your own email validation provider here. And we are using Zero Bounce, and it's also connected via API key. So hit save and save and run 10 rows. The enrichment of the 10 rows has finished, and yeah, it looks good. So let's try with the rest of the rows. Run all rows that haven't run or have errors, and let's wait for it to be finished. By the way, the validated work email will be in this column, and it's not yet connected into our main email column, which is this. And to do that, let's just click this header and click edit column. And to pull up the value from the validated work email column, let's just type slash, and then slash, and then select this validated work email column and save settings. So it will be transferred here, because this column will be our main column for importing into your email enrichment tool like Lemlist. So it's now being done. And let's go back once the enrichment process is finished. All right, so the email enrichment is already finished, and we can try to find the number of valid emails by filtering this. The email column, all right, is not empty. So we technically got 179 valid emails, which is about 68% of our total leads, which is quite high. The good thing here about Clay is that we managed to use 3 email finders at the same time. So if we are gonna do this manually, we have to upload each of this list into first Hunter, and then Datagma, and then Snove. But we only managed to scrape 179 emails in less than 30 seconds. So it's quite fast compared to manually uploading them. And anyway, we are only provided the validated work email, so the rest of the risky emails is discarded. So this prospect list is ready to go for our lead generation outreach. And yeah, that's about it. That's the entire process of finding the right prospects using the Apollo enrichment and Clay, and then transferring it to another buyer persona table so that we can do work email enrichment for our lead generation outreach. So hope it helps, and yeah, have a great day. Thanks.